everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays Dark Souls 2. Now, you haven't missed much, but you may notice that I have one more Estus Flask. A lot of people, probably the most common thing that I've heard in these videos is like, hey, Northern Lion, you're missing this obvious Estus Flask shard. Go here and get it. I think it's kind of a cool spoiler, and I actually beat the game off camera without even knowing that it existed, so I got it. And I want you guys to know that I got it, but I don't want to tell you where it is because I think it's one of those cool things that's kind of in Dark Souls 2 that I want you to discover it for yourself. You will have no problem getting to, you know, at least 5 Estus shards yourself if you play it through and you don't know where the secret is, but it's neat that there is one that can be used right away as well. So we're in the Grave of Saints. If you remember correctly, we just killed this boss before. Now there's a bunch of rats here that are holding pots, and this actually is the area where we can basically join another covenant, but since we're offline, this doesn't really matter. But we'll talk to the guy anyway.
This place, human. We have no time for thy kind. Humans bring nothing but filth. Is that a rat tail, human? Thou'st one of mine rat burrows conquered. This will not go unnoticed. Rejoice, for the right to serve me is now thine.
Right, so basically, if we choose, we can join, or we can abandon our current covenant and join the Rat King covenant, which I'm going to do because kind of why not to some extent. He will also give us the crest of the rat, which is the ring that we can wear. And I believe this basically works like the forest, where if someone is about to fight this boss, the Rat King Covenant boss, or Rat King Authority, I forget what they call him, then we'll be summoned to defend them, much like we had Roy the Explorer, Roy the Inhuman, whatever his name was, show up to help us, or show up to fight us, I guess you should say. So, there's some items that we can buy here from the Rat King. To be honest with you, common fruit is actually pretty useful, and so are, I mean, red leech troches sometimes can be, but then we can farm them later. But poison resistance is something that's pretty important. You can also get the dung pie here. I believe he sells an unlimited number of those. Anyway, we're just gonna bounce out of here, and this is... I don't believe we can do anything with this guy. We'll still get attacked by rats, by the way, which is utter nonsense. But anyway, we got another Pharos Lockstone, and we'll continue moving on. This is approaching one of the more tricky areas of the game, I would say. One of the areas of the game where I would not be surprised to die a whole lot. Expect to hear me say that kind of time and time again as we make our way downwards here. But this is an area that I think as we approach it, you'll see a lot of people are going to be calling this like the new Blight Town. Like this is going to be the new Blight Town that everyone's going to complain about. And I don't think that many of those people are going to be wrong. But to be honest with you, there's like 4 or 5 Blight Towns in... Dark Souls 2 that, you know, that could be said about. Just gonna roll down here, and didn't take damage because I have the Cat Covenant ring on. I think I can make that jump. I think I've got the knowledge to get me into college there. Alright, and we'll see what we've got inside. The Bleedstone, by the way, which we picked up, is a basically a form of Titanite we can use to add bleed to our weapons, which is cool. So we get the Ash Knuckle ring. I actually don't remember what that does, but we can take off the, I mean, we can take off the old Leo ring, which is not very good. And what is the old... Ash Knuckle ring, there we go. Increased petrification resistance. I mean, it's probably better than the Leo ring for us, but it's still not very good. And let me, oh, okay. Gotta make sure you don't fall like an idiot. That's step 1. I actually forget what's up the staircase, but it could be a bonfire. You want to look around when you're going through these areas, especially if you're not very familiar, because it could help you figure out where the actual, like, canonical path is, but I can't remember if this is the right way. Certainly, I would say that this is probably the wrong way, given that that just looks to be an extended pit that leads to my despair. So let's not go that way. Maybe that's just a trap. Like, if you're sprinting and you're like, oh, finally, I beat the Rat King ball, I'm dead. Well, that means we continue to go downwards here. And this is another area... You know, if I'm gonna jump anyway, I might as well try to get this item up here. It was pretty close, I would say, and I didn't take very much damage, so that feels pretty good. Alright, so there's more of these exploding dick bags. Oh, that's really bad for business. I'm not dead, much to my surprise. Oh, now I'm gonna die. Yep. Luckily, there's a bonfire close by. I'll probably end up running through most of this area. I was on our Dark Souls 2 yesterday, and there was a thread. It was like, what's your most hated enemy in the game? And the enemy that came in number 1, I believe... were these exploding zombies, and I think that's a little short-sighted. There are some enemies later that gave me way more trouble than these guys, but rest assured, these guys are real damn annoying. Anyway, at least it's not a very far trip for us to go. We might actually be able to get that item that I couldn't get before just by rolling and falling in kind of a more convenient location. But yes, prepare for that to happen a lot as we continue moving forward. Probably the time of me not dying very much as I play Dark Souls 2 is more or less, if not over, then diminished, shall we say. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this period of relative proficiency, because it's not going to last too much longer. The bosses are actually, and I think this is probably obvious by this point, the bosses are one of the easier parts of the game for me, because a lot of them follow the kind of the exact same pattern of basically just like, you know, get up in their grill and go to town on them. Whereas the enemies, like the lesser mobs, I guess you can say, you got to be a little bit more focused to take them out. I'm not going to worry too much about my bloodstain. I had like 10 souls or something like that. No big deal. Oh, didn't even come close that time. Okay. Exploding zombie men. The thing that's effed up, as you can see, is that, oh, they do die after they explode. So maybe I'll just try to get like the invincibility frame, and that'll work out for me. That seems to have worked out so far. So I'm going to roll, and by rolling, they'll just die. This is not how I fought them my first time through. My first time through, I actually let them basically murder me multiple times. Turns out, it's actually fairly easy to just roll right as they're about to explode. Okay, there you go. There's me learning something. Hopefully you learning something, and maybe that'll make that part a little bit easier for you. No need to fight them if they're just going to kill themselves, but not all of those exploding zombies actually die when they explode. Some of them have the audacity to continue living afterwards. So I'm just taking a quick look down here. Yes, I recall this area very much, but I want to check out the other side just in case there's some items down there. When I did this area off camera, it was a long time ago, so I actually don't know the lion strat for this area, which is going to come as a relief to some of you and a negative to some of you, but it's good. We'll do a little bit more exploration, and that's okay. There was one item. The item is Great Heal, which is a miracle that I will not use because I'm not using, like, you know, a faith-based character. That would be a mage or a... I guess you'd call it a cleric if you're using miracles all the time. I do want to run a magic-based character, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe when the PC version comes out and I get more into the online play, because I don't have to, like, plug in an Ethernet cord to my Xbox 360, which just kind of feels like, you know, putting something on life support that maybe should not be still alive. As much as I have a reverence for the console and the history of it, I kind of do begrudge playing Dark Souls on such old hardware. But whatever. It's still a fantastic game. It's actually... I didn't expect to like Dark Souls 2 as much as I did. I kind of expected to be frustrated by it, and I was, but frustrated in a good way, you know, the same way that I was frustrated with Dark Souls 1. But yeah, it's a really surprisingly great sequel, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, many people will actually have had the opportunity to play more of it for themselves, and they'll have their own impressions as well, because I assure you, it was agonizing not being able to just, like, go on Twitter and be like, this game is really good, and all of your cynicism about it is unfounded. Alright, so we've made it down here. I don't remember what's in this treasure chest, but it certainly looks a little mimicky, but it had some splinters fly off it, so unless it's a wood mimic, then that's okay. Token of Spite is a Covenant item that we will be able to use in online play. By the way, for people who are asking, God, I hate this area, but for people who are asking, yes, I will be doing some more online stuff. It may or may not be on the 360 version, or the console versions, I should say, but once the PC version is out, for sure, 100%, I will be doing a lot more PvP and hopefully being summoned as well, style stuff. I would love to make this like a regular series even after I actually beat the PvE stuff. So, this is the gutter. The gutter is one of the darkest areas in the game for sure, and one of the very few areas in the game where I'll actually start using torches. Like, one of the things that's new in Dark Souls 2 is like, oh, torches, man. You can light up areas and it makes it easier to see. That's true and perhaps important. I can't tell if I'm actually going to live if I come down here. I'll be fine, okay. Oh, I'll be fine. That's a bonfire. That's good news. But yes, I'll be lighting a lot of sconces around here because it actually helps to light my way. And this is one of the more confusing parts of the game for me because it was very difficult to just see what the... Do I not even have any? There we go. It was very difficult for me to see what the heck was going on without lighting a lot of these wall sconces. So we're going to do a little bit of that, or not even wall sconces. So forgive me if I'm a little bit slow and if I die a little bit through this area. It's borderline essential, I would say. Oh my freaking lord. Who built this place is not up to code. Was it you? No wonder there's so many corpses in here. This is probably the people who used to live in this establishment. I am looking to switch to a different weapon beyond my broad axe, by the way. But I kind of feel like, or not broad axe, sorry, battle axe. The battle axe has been pretty good so far. Are these pots? I'm wary about these pots for reasons that you will see, you know, later. I hear footsteps, which scares me, but I think I'm just going to try to make this jump down to here. Good thing about this area is, if for whatever reason you've been using torches like crazy, and you want to pick up some more, you can endlessly farm this area for them. And I don't really need a shield to take out these easy enemies, so, oh, usually, maybe because I have a torch equipped, that guy didn't drop one, but usually, enemies that are wielding torches actually drop torches. So far so good on this area, I would say. That fog wall, I promise you, it's deceptive. It's not nearly as close as it looks. Now, the other part of the gutter that's super goddamn annoying is that these statues will spit poison at you. So you really want to make sure that you take them out whenever possible. There will come a time when we can't really take them out, but that time is not right now. And when I say can't take them out, I mean like it'll just be super tedious to do so. Alright, so we got big angry zombie dogs. I definitely want to, you know, keep my torch out, but we might have to actually put it away for now. So I apologize if the screen gets too dark here. That's just kind of par for the course in this area, unfortunately. I forgot how much damage these guys did. That's okay, though. We can always light our torch on existing wall sconces, so... Or, not wall sconces. What is this, HGTV? Now, we've got a kind of a stalemate here between me and Dog City, but that's okay. He can't heal and I can, so we'll just wait for him to turn his butt to us. Oh, and do the greatest attack of all time, much to my surprise. There we go. Dog is dead. The war machine has fled. Unfortunately, he is going to continue to respawn every time, so we're just going to get better at fighting him, hopefully. Aromatic Ooze is the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but also basically a pyromancy, sorry, not a pyromancy, a resin type thing that gives us magic on our weapon. We also did get the pyromancy's flame there, which is cool. I don't know if I ever used pyromancy in my off-camera play, but I suppose we now have another thing that we could kind of try to work with if we need to. And I can't stress enough, and I mean this for real, I have no idea where I am in the gutter relative to that fog wall. I want to get to the fog wall, don't get me wrong. I just don't know what the right direction is. I know that there's torches over there, that's good news. At least I can actually see for once. I really hate the upper gutter. Not to say that it's a badly designed area, it's just, you know, it's very deliberately designed, I think, to kind of, you know, piss in your cornflakes a little bit. It's a little bit Blight Towny, but a little bit easier, but trust me, they make up for this later with some other, seriously annoying areas that are similar to Blighttown as well. Whenever I use annoying in the context of Dark Souls 2, or Dark Souls in general, keep in mind that it's not annoying due to, like, bad design. Usually, it's just annoying due to it being Dark Souls and it being difficult and frustrating and etc., etc. So I believe, though these will probably shoot poison at us, so we'll kill them. I believe this is actually the right path to take. So what I am going to do is walk down here, and I believe there's a dog and an exploding zombie. Believe me when I say that it's much easier to... I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that ever again. That's another reason why exploding zombies are super annoying. We're going to lose like 3,000 souls if we don't get our bloodstain, which honestly isn't that big of a deal, but... At least we've lit up a part of the upper gutter here. And we got a couple items, you know, getting that dark pyromancy flame is not anything to sneeze at. You can get a pyromancy flame earlier. I believe you can pick one up in No Man's Wharf if you actually go through and explore everything, which I didn't because I hate that area. But anyway, upper gutter, not going fantastically for us so far. Let's continue to light our torches, and I think there actually might be a quicker way to get to where I wanted to go there. I think instead of, like, jumping down, you stay up, and then you just cross the bridge, and there should be, like, a dog immediately over here. Yes, okay. Dogtown and the Z-Boys, come at me, please. We can always... I just extinguished our torch because we can always just get another one soon. So just play it cool on Dog Man. He does a lot of damage with his attacks, so it's more important to be prudent, I would say, than to be fast. And 4 Estus is more than I had when I got here before, so I feel like I should have a reasonably good chance to succeed. Just try not to get knocked down into the ether below. And there is a bonfire reasonably close once we get through that fog wall. So that's the most important thing, is just getting to that bonfire, and then making sure I never have to go through this damn area ever again. Alright, so dog's dead. Walk carefully. Walk carefully, I said. Better not to accidentally rest at the bonfire and respawn the dog. Instead, we'll just light the torch. And of the areas that kind of lead into end of, like, progression paths, I guess you could say, the gutter... This is the gutter, yes. The gutter is probably my least favorite and my least adept, so try not to hold it against me too much that I'm real bad at this area, and realize that some of these deaths, in my opinion, are more or less unavoidable. So why am I lighting all these torches? Basically just to light this area up so if I die here 50 times, I can still find my way back. Oh, there's an item dropped there. Poison throwing knife. Eventually I may use these to kite some enemies. See, that's the poison spitting business there. One of these enemies is going to spawn, I think. There's a couple of zombies that have spawned. Oh, I can't actually destroy that poison statue, which is annoying. It should take like 2 hits of poison to actually poison me. So, and you'll see my meter go up as that happens. Poison is really ever prevalent, or ever present in Dark Souls 2, which is annoying because it does like not quite as much damage as toxicity did in Dark Souls 1, but fairly similar, I would say. Alright. That's not an exploding zombie, that's just a regular zombie. I'm gonna take my shield out for now, even though it's gonna get real dark. Reason being, gives me a second to actually go. Okay, thank God. Exploding zombie is the worst, because at least with the dog, you can like run away and Estus. Whereas with the exploding zombie, your life just ends. So... let's retrieve our souls. I'm glad we got them at least. Not the most important thing in the world, but it's nice to have. Dog has been aggroed. I probably shouldn't fight him on this rickety bridge. If I had to choose, that wouldn't be my #1 choice. And I can't see behind me, which scares the shit out of me. This zombie is not going to explode, so I'll just wait. Hey, get a little closer. He baited me a little bit there. This is a high-level tactics. Get a poison throwing knife, and if I could just get to this fog wall by the end of this episode, I would be so effing pleased with myself. Oh, that was stupid. Try not to fall into that, you know, enormous abyss near you. He does knock me back a little bit. That claw did not hit me, game. I don't want to make you feel bad about your hit detection. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to Estus up, because, again, getting to the fog wall, the most important thing. There it is over there. Okay. This is a really confusing area. It's a big, you know, mess of ladders and whatnot. I don't think this is where we go then. There's a treasure chest. So we'll break the poison, see what's in the treasure chest. Inside we find 3 black fire bombs. You know, not the most important pickup, I would say. Probably a little bit lower on the tier list than some of the stuff I might like to get a little later, but now I'm confused. There's so many branching paths here that I find myself a little bit confused about where to go, and I nearly got poisoned there. But I guess in general, if I find enemies I've never seen before, that means we're moving in the right direction, correct? We get a torch there. We can spontaneously light our torches with a couple items, so, do we have any of those? I can't believe that we don't. I had so many of them by this time when I was playing through in my own game. I think they're called something butterflies, basically. Pyromantic butterflies, I can't remember. Alright, exploding zombie means you run off the bridge, because it's better to just shield up here and then at least have a chance to kill him before he explodes again. Okay, upper gutter has, you know, it's been worse, certainly. I could, if you want to get an anecdotal experience of what it was like for me to go through the upper gutter the first time, you know, you should talk to Kate. God damn it, I fell down. There's a dog down here. He broke that stuff for me, which is nice. I think I was right at the fog wall, but yeah, if you want an anecdotal experience of how bad my life got when I was doing upper gutter before, you talk to Kate. I was stuck here for like maybe half of a night, and that was before we got to the boss that we'll eventually get to via this area, who is a pain in the dick all in and of himself. Alright, so that dog's killed. As with most things in Dark Souls, it comes down to learning enemy patterns and actually, you know, being more patient than you were the last time you tried. There's a way out of here. There's got to be a way out. Oh, there it is. Must be like across this path here. I'm getting shot at by a lot of poison. That's scary. This looks like a jump that I can make, and that scares the shit out of me. Because these guys are still shooting poison at me, and that poison could really ruin my day. Is it these things shooting poison? I think it is. Dare I try this jump? I'm just gonna... I know that I'm being a little bit slow in this area, either, you know, mentally or in a Dark Souls sense, but that's because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just missing an obvious ladder. I mean, I fell down, like, right there. And there's the fog wall. And there's a bonfire. I can see it with my own 2 eyes. They didn't shoot at me. Let's try it again. I want them to shoot at me so they don't shoot at me when I try the jump. Can you just jump from, like, a walk? No, you have to be sprinting. So I think we're gonna try to angle like this. This is a really good idea. Freedom! Oh! I came very, very close. Okay. I really dislike this area. I dislike it because, you know, we talk about this, or I talk about this when I play some games, but my sense of navigation is not particularly strong. So to actually have to find my way through like a dark universe is not easy for me. And the other frustrating part, especially here, is that I'm going to have to go through all those enemies again. So we may end up with a little bit of a longer episode than is typical. But the good news, I suppose, is that I have lit some more torches down here, so that will help light my way a little bit. And I could also probably just run. But, you know, this is an area that I don't necessarily think that Lion Strats works fantastically for. Your mileage may vary, and I'm sure that when there's like speed runs in this area, I'll just end up shitting my pants at the kind of tactics that those guys evolve. I'm really looking forward to seeing speed runs of this game in general, just to see like what is actually technically skippable, because I've just been, you know, I did a lot of stuff that I know doesn't need to be done. Alright, so that was a terrible fight against that dog. And I can never remember, we don't go up that. There's a ladder instead, right? We go up the ladder. I know that there's a ladder involved. Is this thing gonna spit poison at me? Not anymore. Yeah, okay. By the way, take your time to wake up. You might as well go for the attack. Alright. I mean, these guys are easy. And in fact, fighting most single target foes is not gonna be super difficult. Was it just this bridge that we want to go down? That doesn't seem right. But it might be possible. I remember we went up here last time. I think this is the wrong way. Oh. Fuck you. We went up here last time. But we might not have needed to come up here last time. These guys have, their weapons actually impart, some of them anyway, impart dark magic, I think. Which is why I'm actually gonna die there and, feel like I am the worst Dark Souls 2 player in the world. Nice little, like, gloating walk there, Mr. Sore Winner. If you think that this is a lot of deaths, prepare for some very frustrating stuff to happen in future episodes, I imagine. But actually, there's a lot of areas in the game that I'm much better at than this one. This one just is my own little personal Achilles heel because it's tough to tell where you're actually supposed to go, in my opinion at least. And there's another area like that later, much, much later in the game that we'll see, but anyway. So we go up here, kill the dog. I remember because I was talking to Josh and Nick about this area on Skype, and oh my god. They were giving me their route, and they're like, okay, so you just go up the bridge, kill the dog, kill the 2 zombies, go up the ladder, and I'm like, do you know how many fucking... I don't want to talk about it. Do you know how many dogs and ladders there are in Dark Souls 2? The whole game is dogs and ladders. I'm losing my composure here a little bit. But we are approaching what would normally be the end of the episode, so I think what I will do is give this one more try, and you know, yes, we lost like 4,000 souls. It's meaningless. Souls are a means to an end. We level up to get the stats necessary to wield equipment, and then our equipment carries the bulk of the burden for us. I'm trying my best to remain calm and logical here. We might try to Lion Strat it just once, because honestly, I believe that's kind of how I beat it in my first run. I don't think this is the right way. Thanks for nearly poisoning me. And we got a exploding zombie here. Hopefully the dog didn't follow us down. It didn't, much to my surprise. Okay, shield it up. Don't get poisoned, ideally. Dog didn't follow us. Dog is probably going to follow us. There we go. Okay, so now we gotta fight the dog with the poison statues around. If we can just keep the dog kind of close to the edge, like a Yes album, that's fine. Just kind of circle around him. Fight him. For some reason, if this guy was a boss, I would probably find him way easier. But I lose my focus fighting these lesser mobs. Okay, you're dead. Now, crush those statues so they don't mess with me a little later. There's another dog up here. I see him. I think we just go up the ladder, though, don't we? Just rush up the ladder. Excuse me. You're a little bit in my way. I actually think that there's a ladder over there that we're supposed to go up instead, and that was actually the route that we're supposed to... No. Okay. Good. Might want to go back up here. There's a little scary dude at the bottom. Yes, pick up item, please. Poison throwing knife. Oh, fantastic. This is where we got the chest, right? I'm actually starting to get a little bit of a mental map in my head for how this should be going. Now, this dog obviously scares the crap out of me, but if we just kind of run past him, there's a ladder over here. We did not get... We got poisoned. Okay. Climb up the ladder. This is a very important part of this whole arrangement here. Find a safe place to heal. That'll work. Dogs can't climb ladders. Last time I checked. Could have killed him easier, but that's fine. Okay. Good news. Is there another... We'll just wait for... You know, I may actually life gem out of this poison. It's kind of a lame way to do it. And life gems, you know, they're valuable if you can keep them. But it gives us, like, lower HP regen, but over a longer period of time. So we'll wait for exploding zombie to get aggroed. Then we'll run backwards. Oh, come the F on. That could have gone way worse, let's be honest. He'll explode. My stamina will go down. But the good news is that gives me enough time to replenish my stamina enough to two-hit him, which is enough to actually get the kill. Alright. Going a little bit better. Rotten pine resin. It's a good item to get. Nothing wrong with that. I hear that dog and it's grunts and it's freaking me out, you little pig dog. I don't want to do this. Now, how did I die here? I think I fell through the ground at some point and then that threw me off. Let's just walk around for a second to see if any zombies get aggroed. There's a torch over here. There's our way to the fog wall. I don't think we want to go into that area. There's lots of Zambros in that area. We'll just ignore them for now. But there is a... Okay, kill the poison statue. Don't get killed by this zombie, because he's going to have darkness on his weapon, which is going to do way more damage than just fist zombies. There's still more in there. I can't tell because of the torches, but I'm kind of bum rushing this area to a large extent now. I see dogs. I don't like seeing dogs. I could do a plunging attack, but they suck in this game. Run the real risk of getting poisoned here. But I think it's way smarter for me to at least try to kill the dog versus just trying to run through the fog wall. And I believe, again, there is a bonfire close to the fog wall entrance. There usually is in Dark Souls 2 anyway. So let's try not to die. Just heal. That was very close, actually. If that claw had hit us, I probably would have died. I'm not proud of my play in this episode, but if I can get to the next bonfire, I'll at least know that it's, you know, this too shall pass, you know? So, there's an item. The item is 20 poison arrows. I'm pretty sure I just bum rushed the boss, or the fog wall last time, so I kind of wanted to check out over here, see if there was anything. I think that's just like a pit designed to probably kill you if you go through it. And we'll just go through the fog wall, and hopefully there'll be a bonfire close by. Otherwise, I think we end up going to, like, Ladder Town 2.0. And I didn't like Ladder Town 1.0 very much. I thought it was very much overrated. I see it. Don't you see it? I'm just being very, very cautious here. Don't shoot me. I said don't shoot me. Maybe you missed that part. Like, there it is right there. There's our bonfire. How do I get over there? Is there a wall I can crush? If I could just get to that, this episode can end in the purgatory along with it. There's like a... Can you break this? Yeah, okay. Alright, so there's the upper gutter done. the Gotterdammerung, if you will. If you enjoyed the episode, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, I appreciate all the support in the series so far. It's been a great success, and I'm very thankful for that. Hopefully, we have a little bit of a return to form in this part. We're in the central gutter now, closing in on what is going to be a very major boss fight, but the worst is not necessarily yet behind us. But again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like the video if you did like it, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.